All right, hi everyone. So welcome to your new year, to 2017. Hopefully you're all kicking off so far. It's already Wednesday, the 4th of January. What I wanted to do this year was, at least to start with, I wanted to ping out a video each day, at least for another month or so. This will sit on top of the Q&As I'm doing on Mondays and Thursdays as usual. That won't change, but just kind of ideas and things that come across my mind each day, because I'm very fortunate I get to work and interact with so many new people each day, but also with the clients I have, and there's so many different issues and questions and whatever that come up, and when you kind of brainstorm and work through problems and solve them, you often come out with some really good ideas and things that you maybe weren't thinking of in the past. So that's stuff I'd like to really share. I think that can help people who are, in this kind of ecosystem of building their business, working a lot online, involving themselves with other people doing different things. So it's interesting. Today I was interested in speaking to you all about a particular issue. I'm actually going to record that later and do it for another day, but the last 24 hours are worth talking about, because this setup here, this is one of the offices I've got and that I work in each week, and this setup is kind of the main control center where I liaise with my team, and I would do a lot of my reports and basically build a lot of things. The fun thing is that last 24 hours this stuff has not been working, so I've had no internet connection there at all, and I don't know what it is. I've just got to kind of work my way through it, and I'm a pretty techie guy. I can work things out, and those of you who followed me or read some of my content in the past, you'll know that when I was 13, I was building computers. I wrote my first operating system, rubbish though it was when I was about that age as well. But this thing's just not working. So I've been trying to fix it for last 24 hours. My wife's been going crazy because she can't access a Netflix she wants to watch at the moment. But more to the point, it's an opportunity for me to assess what happens when things go wrong. A few months back, I was in line with having an operation. I had to go into hospital, and I was in the drapes ready to go. In fact, there was a U-turn at the last minute. And what was interesting about it is that it was a real good test of what happens when stuff goes wrong. It wasn't foreseen, of course, and it wasn't the case that I could solve the problem just like that. I had to go through a process of not being in the office and not following through on the schedule I'd originally had. So I had to be creative and innovative to make sure that everything ran correctly. I have invested in a number of companies. I run a few of my own. I've got the clients I've got, and every day certain demands are there of me. But by working with my team, we're able to muddle through with no real problems whatsoever. So it's wonderful that we can be agile. And here's a really good example today, because I've got Skype calls with new clients set up. I've got a lot of people I don't want to let down, and right now the internet isn't working. Last night in my own house, I used the data connection on my phone to create a hotspot and just run the computer off that, and basically create my own wireless network that way. And look, the reason why I'm making this video really is that there's a major problem out there with so many people I'm encountering, and if this is you, because a lot of people, you're involved with me in different ways. If this is you, you've got to sort this out, okay? When something goes wrong, usually you can just change it or switch it or something like that. Let's take a really trivial example, the most trivial that you don't even realize happens. Let's say you want to go through a door. Seriously, that trivial. You want to go through a door, and you're not paying attention. You're looking at your phone or out the window or something like that, and you reach and you miss the door handle, okay? You don't stop and go, I can't go through the door. I didn't get the door handle. I missed it. It's over. Of course not. You adapt. You just say, okay, that was your mind, you don't even realize you've done it, but subconsciously your mind has said to itself, okay, I missed that, fix it, overcome the hurdle, reach again, get the door handle, and then off we go. This stuff happens all the time to you, and you don't even realize you're doing it. It could be reaching for something, missing it, not paying attention, then fixing it. Maybe you're driving along and you were looking, something caught your eye out of the window, and you were about to hit a curb and you correct it. That was some aversion you created there. And all of this is about you adapting. Your body is able to do it, your mind is able to do it. So when it's something that's larger, why is it that you use that as a reason to stop working? My point here is there's no point at which you say the difficulty is now so large, I can't continue. You've got to innovate around the problem. So I know so many people who would be saying, like, do you know what, it's just too big a problem. I've just got to sit back and I can't work today. I just can't do it because the internet's not working. Someone fix it for me. Or I'm going to have to call someone out and see what I can do. And, and when they come out, then I can start building getting on with my work. It doesn't work like that. You've got to work around the problem. Okay. So what are you going to do about it? What other solutions have you got? I had to do some errands this morning. I had about a 45-minute window. So many people would have just stood around waiting. I in fact had to get my car cleaned as well for my wife. And at that moment, I thought I could stand here and watch while they do it, or I could do this, this, and this, and this. And I found a local coffee shop. I went in there and I'd smashed out so much work in the 45 minutes. It made me think, well, why wouldn't I do this more often? Actually, it was a really peaceful coffee shop and it was a great place to get some work done. So adapting and at all times thinking, where can I squeak a little bit more juice out of this time is a really good way of looking at things. But right now, with no internet, it doesn't mean that anything has to be impacted at all, because I need some agility. I need to think about how I'm going to act differently. And that's exactly what you should be thinking each day. Never find anything as an excuse, because you're being a victim about it. Ignore the victim approach and say, right, got a bit of a problem? Fix it. In the same way as if I miss that door handle, I'll fix it. I'll just reach a bit further than I open the door handle. That's a trivial, almost ridiculous example. But if you scale up to something like, I've got no internet connection today, why would it be any different? Fix it. Do something about it. Don't moan, fix it. Because all the time you're moaning is time and energy wasted on something that won't in any way impact to the positive. So get stuck into fixing it. Or do something different. You can't do it? Fine. Use your phone. Can't use your phone? Go to an internet cafe. There's so many resources out there for you. So there's a little message. It's kind of obvious, but I want you guys to be aware of it. And I'll see you guys later on. Take care. I'm going to bring out one of these every day, but tune in tomorrow anyway. Tomorrow's Thursday. It's 1 p.m. GMT on my fan page. That's Richard Moore fan page on Facebook. At 1 p.m. GMT is the sales Q&A. Some of you have been pinging over some great questions. I'm looking forward to speaking to you all then. In the meantime, have a great day. Speak to you later.